Hello, welcome back to another How to Bloke. Now it's lunchtime, ladies and gentlemen, look. So tonight, for today's lunch, I'm making some carrot soup. So what you'll need, homemade carrot soup. So what you need is an onion, some garlic, some carrots, and to finish off with creme fraiche or cream, and you'll need some stock cubes, preferably chicken stock cube, like one of those. Okay, you maybe two.
Could you use veg stock cube?
You could.
Right.
Yeah, you can use that. I'm not going to put that in there because the carrots have got enough flavour, but you could.
No, I mean, if you're like vegetarian, you could have that in there.
Yeah,
Veg,
sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Good point. Good point. So we're gonna knock up this carrot thing now first. Now, well, let's leave the garlic for a bit later because this I've frozen this. You see, so it's always fresh. This is hard. Look. So I'm waiting that to thaw out a little bit. Anyway, carrots. How many is there? Enough for two to three people with soup, I guess. So if you have more, 4 or more, you need some more than that. We don't need to peel them. Just make sure they're washed. Got no. I haven't. These ones are pre-washed. I haven't got any soil on them. So just make sure if they have, then just wash them with a scrubbing brush. You know, a little brush. Anyway, we're just going to top. We're not even going to tail them. Just going to top them. Just cut them in half like that. Take this one back out. Half or thirds or something.
Big chunks.
Yeah, big chunks. You don't have to cut it small chunks at all. Big chunks. If you get a bad bit like that, or a bit that's a bit dodgy, just cut it out like that. Okay? So don't chuck the whole thing because it's a waste of money. Now carrots, what are they healthy for you? Beta carotene they contain. It's the name, carrots. Anyway.
Vitamin A.
Vitamin A. Blood plenty of that. You can see in the dark with these things. Vitamin A, a good source of fibre. Anything that's brightly coloured is going to be good for you. Vegetable-wise.
Now the autumn is coming.
Yeah. Now these carrots. Why have I got carrots? Why am I making carrots? Because they're cheap. Because it's like, what is it? It's the beginning of September now, right? This is the carrots. This is the root vegetable season. The salad kind of season's coming towards a close, and now we've got the root vegetables. Now we've got the things. Well, not just root vegetables. You've got Brussels sprouts. You've got carrots. You've got all sorts of carrots. You've got cabbages. You've got everything. So
pumpkins.
Pumpkins, yeah. I'll make some pumpkin soup later on. So, but this is a basic recipe how to make a. You can use this recipe for any vegetable, more or less. Anyway, so just taking the tops off, making sure they're not nice and clean, not covered in sand or whatever. Now we're going to go in with the onion. So we've done the carrots. So here comes the onion. You could put shallots in here if you want. A fresh onion works best for flavour. Frozen onion works alright as well, but for flavour, because this dish hasn't got many ingredients, you really want the best sort of flavour you can get, the best ingredients you can get really. In fact, this is ideal. Let me show you. This recipe is ideal. Say you've got some carrots in the fridge, they're a bit bendy, make some carrot soup with them. Okay, now we're going to go in with some garlic. That.
How many cloves would you add?
I normally add 1 clove per person and 1 for the pot.
Oh, that's a good way to remember.
Yeah, and that way you can remember it, and it works out all right. There's no point putting garlic in unless if you can't taste it. There's some recipes out there that say 1 clove of garlic. Well, hello, why bother? Because you can't taste it. Not with 1 clove. Anyway, look, there's a garlic. It's got a bit of it's got a bit troubled on one side there. See? So you just don't chuck it. Just cut it off like that. Need another clove. Don't forget this. This garlic's been in the freezer, so it's rock hard. Why do I do that? To keep it fresh, so I can use it fresh frozen. Fresh frozen. Well, I'll show you. I'll show you what I mean.
But it keeps
very
for a long
quickly.
time that way, doesn't
It does.
it? Can I see?
No, I'll show you what I mean. Look,
Oh, okay.
this is frozen garlic. You can buy the packet, right? All that is this. This is the same thing. So, you know. Right, we're going to go with some, whack it on high heat. So we got that there. Now, well, I'm not using this pan for some sort of wok as a wok or some sort of fancy. It's just so the camera can zoom in there and get in there easily. So I'm going to have a little tidy up now. Okay, we're back. Now we've got this ring on hot like that. Put your gas or electric on hot. Put a little bit of olive oil in here. A little bit of olive oil in there. I don't know, a couple of teaspoons worth, I suppose. You can put butter in there, but it'll burn. You can put butter and oil in there, the two. But I haven't got any butter at the moment. I'm not going to put margarine because I know that the olive oil tastes better. So, now we're going to put some black pepper in there. And we're going to go in with a little bit of salt, scratching the salt in there, like that. Now the reason we're doing this is because we want the vegetables to take on a little bit of colour. Why? Because it improves the flavour, I think. Now, what can happen? Well, what you could do, I'm not saying what could happen, what you could do is you could forget about this frying phase of it and just add the water and make the soup that way. But giving it some time in the frying will help the flavour. Now we're going to add some herbs in there. The kind of herbs we want to add are woody herbs. Things like this mixture here. This is herbs de Provence. It's good. You go in there. Perfect. How much are you going to put in? Not too much. So we're going to go in with about that. Okay?
Yeah.
That goes in there like that. And you can fry but you cook the herbs with the carrot and the onions. Okay, we're back again. These carrots and onions and garlic have been frying in there for a bit to take on a bit of colour. Now, these have been frying, okay? So just have a look. They're still al dente quite a lot. So, but we're done. What I mean by colour is, look, you can see how that onion's coloured like that. That gives it a fantastic flavour. All the sugars can be cooked out of the onions, and it's given the garlic a time to release its flavours, and the carrots too. So doing this part of it is like frying it for 10 minutes is a good plan. Now, after it's reached that stage, what we're going to do
Smells amazing.
is we're going to pour in some water. How much water? Well, I don't know. A litre of water, 2 pints or something. About that much.
Covered it.
Yeah, to cover it.
Just covered it.
Yeah. Right, we're going to go with my stock cube now. So we're going to put 2 stock cubes in this. You don't have to put stock cube in, but it tastes better if you do. So that's a chicken one in there. And this one is kind of like a general purpose stock cube. It's kind of like it's not meat, it's not chicken, it's not vegetable, it's kind of in between. So seasoning stock cube. So we're going to give that a mix like that. Now to speed up, now what happens now is that this has to boil, not simmer, boil. Right, get it done quick. You can simmer it, but it'll be all day. So it's got to be boiling until the carrots are soft. So to speed up the process, we're going to put a lid on like that and set the timer for about, I don't know, 15 minutes. So we set timer for 15 minutes. Give it plenty of welly on the ring there. Put it up to 4. Put it on 15 minutes and come back and then check with a knife. We'll come back in 15. Hello, we're back. We're back. It didn't take 15 minutes, like I said. It took another 10 minutes. So in total, these been boiling for 25 minutes. I think.
How big are your carrots?
No, not really. These seem to be super duper hard carrots. You see, they're quite solid. Anyway, that's good. You see the knife goes through it like that. Look, voila. So what we're going to do now? We're going to put them in a liquidizer, a blender. We're going to put them in this blender here. And okay. Oh, use this. Yeah, that one. So when you do this, don't leave it like that and pick it up like that because it's a long way. Just take the top off like that and put it like that. So we're going to put that in the blender like this.
Do you do it all in one go, or did you?
Well, it depends very much on how much you're making. With this one, I'm going to put it in a separate pan. So we're going to go like that. Don't fill it up right to the top because it can come out the top and all sorts of things. So now, water-wise, I know that's going to be a bit too dry, so I'm just going to add a little bit of water to it and into another pan.
It smells amazing.
So what we're going to do with this pan here, we're going to liquidize it and then we're going to pour it in here, okay? So, let's do this. Let's put the top on and then go. Right, now if it gets stuck like that, just add a little bit more water, okay? Just a splash or two of water. Right? That's a big splash, that one.
It's soup after all, isn't it?
Yeah. It's liquidised off. That's the kind of consistency it is, look. See? So, what we're going to do now is we're going to pour it in this pan like that.
Beautiful colour, isn't it? Very autumnal.
Autumnal, yeah.
If you wanted it thinner, could you thin it out?
Yeah, for sure. I'll show you. Right, just get the other lot, the other batch in there. Don't forget to include all the delicious juices and everything in there. Don't chuck those because that's all flavour there. All the onions, every little bit goes in the pot, in the blender to blend. So, all these little scrapings around there, get them all in. Right. So, back we go with the blender. Then we go with a little bit more water. Like that. And then right, this is our last batch of carrot soup. Now you might think, oh, that's a bit thick. Well, it is a bit, at the moment it's thick, but it won't be. We're just going to put a little bit of water in there, get the best out of that pot.
It smells so good.
So it's just rinse the blender through and bang it in like that. Okay, so now what we're left with here is soup that's almost ready to go, ready to rock. Now if we just bring it up to the boil a little bit, and with this soup you can make it hours and hours in advance if you want to, and or you can leave it simmering or do what you like. And if you've got some stuff left over, you put it in a plastic freezer-proof pot, and then stick it in the freezer for another day. It freezes really well. So now that is the extent of the soup. Now you see how much soup I've made with those few carrots there.
Leave the full pot there.
So you might have to adjust it. That's a bit too thick in my opinion, so we're just going to go in with a bit of water and move it around like this. Okay, so that's the kind of thickness that you want, like that. Now the longer you leave it in the blender, or the thinner it's going to get, but really this is sufficient, and that's good. For homemade soup, that's good. Now you think, well, what can I do with it now? Well, when you serve it, oh, that's still got water in it. When you serve it in a bowl, always put a plate underneath the bowl. It's polite. Okay, so we'll rest your spoon. So when you serve it there like that, you go like that and like that. So 2 ladles per person is about right. Now if you had some cream, you just put some cream in like that. Or if you've got some creme fraiche, like this is creme fraiche, or you could use perhaps
sour cream.
Sour cream. You could use perhaps
Greek yogurt.
Greek yogurt, yeah, yes, that would taste good. Or you could use, at a push, you could use, what's that Italian cheese? What's it called?
Mascarpone.
Mascarpone, that's it. Right, so you just put in like a little dollop like that, in the middle, and serve it.
Lovely.
Now I've got a recipe, I'll add, in the bottom of the description box, I'll put a link to my recipe for garlic bread. No, not garlic bread. Homemade croutons. So you can just use that. We've got an old piece of baguette or bread, some bread, or knocking about. Just do that for. It takes like 5 minutes to do, and then put those on top as well. So there you have it. I mean, little things you could add to it. You could add a little bit of pinch of cumin powder. You could add some parsley, grated chopped parsley. You can add a bit of coriander, chopped coriander. If you want to make this pretty, you just put a little leaf on top of it like that, and the taste is all there. Now, as I said, if you wanted to use butter in this, you could, but be careful because the butter will burn. You don't want that. So I use olive oil in this one. You can use olive oil and butter, but the important thing is the key to success here is the browning of the mixture before you add the water. So fry it up. You don't have to be intensely fried, deep fried or anything like that, but just get some colour into it, and then that releases the sugars and gets the whole taste sensation going, as I say. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the tomato soup. Let us know what you think.
Carrot even.
Even carrot even, yes, thank you. Tomato soup. I'm tired today, I'm tired. Carrot soup, yes, carrot soup. I've got some more recipes, let me see up here. I've got some quick tips up top here. I've got some little DIY jobbies down here, and if you want to subscribe, and it's down there. So until next time.